Good morning. So I am back. Want to go through some more symptoms of menopause with you guys. Going to do a quick recap of what I talked about the first two videos. First two videos, we talked about the stages of menopause. We talked about the average age, or I talked about the average age of menopause, which is usually 51. Your four stages of menopause was premenopause, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Your premenopause is when you or before you start having any sort of menopausal symptoms. Perimenopause is when you start experiencing some menopausal symptoms. However, you are still having a period. Menopause is when you have gone those 12 consecutive months without a period. Postmenopause is when you have not had that period for 12 consecutive months. And like I said, consecutive means one right after the other. I said that also if you are at any point in your menopause stage, if you have a period and then let's say you skip a period for 2 to 3 months, then your quote unquote 12-month consecutive cycle kind of starts all over again. It kind of like resets the clock on the stages of menopause. I also gave you guys some symptoms of menopause, which was the period changes, hot flashes, night sweats, and I think I mentioned mood changes at that particular time as well. Those are some of the symptoms. But again, like I mentioned before, the most common symptoms that most women hear about the most is the hot flashes and the night sweats. And as mentioned before, everybody's menopause journey looks different. Nobody is going to experience the same symptoms at the same time or exactly have the same symptoms as your sister or your friend or whomever, you're having these conversations with, and you guys are having, you're talking about this in your sister circles, because now we're realizing that we're talking about it more. And when I say we, meaning women, we're talking about what's going on more with our bodies as we get older. So talked about period changes, talked about hot flashes, talked about night sweats, talked about the mood change. Next, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of info about the effects of fatigue and poor sleep, or AKA sleep hygiene. We're going to talk about brain fog a little bit. Also going to go into a little bit of that lack of libido or desire, sexual desire. So let's start with fatigue. Fatigue is one of those things that, we feel like it's something, oh, I'm just tired. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't have any energy. That's more or less how fatigue looks. But fatigue accompanied with not getting enough sleep due to having night sweats, completely different, because you're going to find yourself more tired on days that you didn't get sleep. So like, for instance, you could have a great night's sleep, but still feel like at some point throughout your day, you are hitting a brick wall. That's how the fatigue affects your body when it comes down to menopause. Poor sleep or sleep hygiene is when we are just not getting the adequate amount of sleep that we need to be a productive person. Sleep could be disrupted by night sweats, by the hot flashes. I like to call it the menopause witching hour, when you wake up at this random hour of the night. Most times for some people, it's between 2 and 4 a.m. Usually like that 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, kind of, you wake up just for no reason at all. That's what we consider a sleep disruption. Okay. Some of us can get back to sleep really easily. Some of us kind of toss and turn a little bit. but eventually you fall back to sleep. Now, whether that's an hour later or 45 minutes later, whatever that looks like for you, that would be considered poor sleep or sleep disruption. Again, you can wake up with the sleep disruption from hot flashes, night sweats, and going back to the fatigue is going to also affect that, because now, when your sleep is good, you have that fatigue and you're hitting this brick wall with absolutely no rhyme or reason. Okay. Then we get into, we start having brain fog. This is also a symptom of menopause. Brain fog is one of those things where you simply just cannot seem to find the words for something that you might use every day. For instance, it could be you're trying to tell somebody to grab a fork or grab a spoon and the words just kind of escape you, like you can't gather your thoughts. That's more like of a brain fog type of issue. Then you have also within that brain fog, you might have like a loss of focus, where it's like you just, any little thing could probably catch your attention out of your peripheral. You could, for instance, if you were a person who could sit and read a book for like an hour or two, now within this stage of our lives, that focus is now shifting, because soon as you hear, again, a sound, whatever it could be, you're going to forget what you were doing, or while you're reading, you're going to lose where you were within whatever it is you're reading. That's just like a kind of a, not really a good example of losing focus, but y'all are smart. You understand. We also have within that, we have that big one for most women is that lack of sexual desire. And that doesn't mean that you don't love your partner. It doesn't mean that you don't desire your partner. It's just that your body is now doing something that's different. Okay. That one hormone that we as women have is the testosterone. We do have a little bit of testosterone as women, but that testosterone in us drives your libido. It is what gives you your sex drive. And when that testosterone starts to drop, then you have that drop in that sexual desire or that libido. So that is something that, that's something, if you're having these menopausal symptoms, that's a conversation you definitely want to have with your physician, or your provider, whomever that is, whether it's your primary care or your GYN, but that's a conversation you definitely want to have with them, because as I've stated before in my other videos, I am not a nurse. I am not a nurse practitioner. I'm not a doctor. However, I do talk about menopause all day in my regular job, in my real life. So with all of these symptoms that are coming in or starting with menopause, whatever your menopause may look like, whether it's hot flashes, night sweats, mood changes, fatigue, the brain fog, or again, for most women, the big one is that lack of desire. If that's the situation, then yes, have a conversation with your doctor. Let them know what's going on. Ask them to draw some labs, ask them to do that, because you want to be informed. And these are conversations that we as women need to have in our sister circles, in our girlfriend circles, within our family, talking to other women in our family. This is conversations that we want to have, because you want to be informed. You want to know what's going on. You want to know what's happening within your body, because as I stated before, menopause does not just look like hot flashes and night sweats. That's not the norm for everybody. Yes, at some point you will have them, but it doesn't look like that for everybody. Everybody's journey is going to look different going through menopause. So if you're having those questions around what is happening with your body, talk to your provider. If you need if you need information or if you need resources, like I said in my previous videos, reach out to me. You can inbox me here on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. My Instagram is nLlIEJ832. You can follow me on Instagram. But yeah, just reach out to me, inbox me here, drop a comment in on this video. Sorry, y'all. Drop a comment on this video. Also, I'm also going to post a link because there is a National Menopause Society that can give you the names of physicians in your area that can help you with this, that are menopause providers or hormone replacement providers that focus on menopause, you know, on the hormone replacement therapy of menopause. That's if that is the route that you want to go as far as hormone replacement is concerned. But that's a conversation to have with your doctor, and that's a conversation I'm sure that I'll get to further down the line. But again, thank you all for watching my little videos. I appreciate it. Any questions, comments, please let me know. If there's anything else, that if there's something that you have a question about, or you want something that is something you want me to talk about, let me know. But again, questions, comments, concerns, I'm open for them. Inbox me if you have any other questions. I can try my best to help you, or at least point you in the right direction to get the help that you need. So you guys have a great Saturday and enjoy your day. Bye.